to a journey of discovery. Today we will unravel the secrets of waste management and its profound impact on your well-being.
Have you ever considered where your excess waste go? Normally, we think of landfills or organized processing facilities. But things start to jumble up when we start to think about what comes before that.
This is where waste management comes into play. We've learned that waste is defined as the unwanted matter or material that is left after consumption. Add the word management into it, it becomes a whole entirely different concept. Waste management, on the other hand, is the treatment, the processing, the collection, and the proper disposal of waste.
Households such as ours produce a waste in considerable amounts, but most of the waste we produce falls under the broad category of municipal solid waste. Of course, you clean and sort your daily solid waste, don't you? We do this through simple chores, ranging from taking the trash bags outside for collection or practicing the 3 R's that they have always repeated to you back in elementary. These are already considered as waste management, but there's more to it than just simple chores or cleaning duties. Did you know that waste management actually correlates with our health? Often, we associate waste management with sanitary purposes only. Our environment gets cleaner when we improve our practices. But what about our health? This leads to our essential question of how does solid waste management affect one's health?
Improving your waste management practices does prove to be a sustainable way to approach in enhancing your quality of health. One of its primary benefits is inhibiting any chances for surrounding areas to be breeding grounds for biological factors. Biological factors such as mosquitoes, rats, cockroaches, and many more contaminants that may deem harmful to our proximity, and which, if left unchecked, may impose health consequences. This may lead to air pollution and the risk of water pollution, which are both factors in worsening your health. Specifically, said pollution is linked to cardiovascular and respiratory illnesses, such as asthma. By studying and applying proper disposal of waste, we can mitigate these effects. Moreover, proper practices are proven to slow down the ever-increasing pollution in our country, which again significantly affects your overall health. This idea is agreed upon by the data given by a study conducted in 2019. In the Philippines, some towns have significantly improved public health through proper waste management techniques. A trash segregation recycling program between 2012-2018 in San Fernando, Pampanga is a noteworthy example of how it reduced the quantity of waste that goes to landfills from a staggering 80% to barely 20%. By lowering pollutants and disease vectors linked to illegal garbage disposals, these accomplishments enhance the city's environmental circumstances and indirectly improve public health. This shift came about after a protracted and complex process that entailed dealing with trash and confronting cultural beliefs. As a result, positive impacts on public health and the environment were observed. According to a report by WaterAid in 2016, there were fewer cases of diarrhea, often defecation, and discharge of raw sewage in the sea and its proximities. Moreover, the report stated that working conditions in markets have gradually improved in hygienic conditions, as well as the city of San Fernando being visually clean due to proper waste techniques. Another great example of how waste diversion affected the public health is in Naga City, Cabanatuan Sur. By accurately identifying materials for recycling and composting, the City Solid Waste Management Office has implemented this technique to reach the targeted 10 to 15% residual trash. Analysis and characterization studies strengthen the waste diversion effort. The city also made creative moves like turning leftover plastic into fuel, and biodegradable garbage into compost, and cocoa fiber into engineering materials to prevent erosion. By encouraging the waste segregation at the point of generation, Naga City inspired its citizens to support the objective of waste recycling. By lowering disease transmission and improving living conditions, these initiatives combined with the active community involvement paved the road for better public health. These instances highlight the critical role that the community involvement and the local government commitment play in achieving such favorable results. They have also highlighted the enormous influence of sound waste management techniques on public health. Promptly, there was a mention of air pollution caused by waste management. So what do we mean by this? What is the relationship between the amount of waste disposed of to the harmful chemicals in the atmosphere? So, take it away, Denzyll.
Okay, so math. Let's delve into the deep, deep world of numbers. After all, nothing beats proving your point with some hard, cold numerical values. Just like how all problems starts, we need to identify the given. We took the daily average of waste disposed in the Philippines from 2012 to 2016 from the Philippine Solid Waste at a Glance, written by the Philippine Senate, and the total amount of harmful gases in the atmosphere, including greenhouse gases in the Philippines from 2012 to 2016 from Climate Watch. These aren't just normal gases either. These include methane, carbon dioxide, and even nitrous oxide. Plotting all values into a graph with waste disposed as the independent value x and harmful gases as the dependent variable y, we get a graph similar to something like this. Now at a glance, this could seem like two different functions, an exponential function like this, or a much simpler linear function like this. Here is why the latter is of the much more applicable type of function in this situation. Simply put, the function that would be formed will never be exactly correct as the trends in the given data is not consistent. These trends may slightly affect the linear function, but the future margin of error in an exponential function is too big and too significant that we could not ignore it. Moving right along, we all know that the formula of a linear function, that is y equals mx plus b. First, we must solve for m. We divide the difference between two y values in the graph, which I chose to be y subscript 5 and y subscript 1, which is 2012 and 2016 respectively, from two x values in the graph with the same subscript and year. This leaves us with a value of 0.014, 68, 42, 65, and 73, or approximately 0.01. Now solving for the value of b, or the y-intercept, we substitute y with the average value of all given y values and do the same for x, giving us an equation like this, which leads to b being equal to negative 382.2868123, or approximately negative 382.29. This leaves us with a final equation of f of x is equal to 0.01468426573x minus 382.2868, which when inputted in a graphing calculator passes directly through all 5 points in the graph, which I must say is the best feeling when solving for math problems. I'll have you note though that there is an average margin of error of about 0.45%, which is negligible but is still existent. So what do we get from this? Well, since we are able to create a function with a given, as well as have it be one-to-one, we know that the amount of harmful gases in the air is proportional to and is related to the amount of waste disposed per day. Additionally, since our graph is increasing forever, not only do we know that the more waste we dispose, the more harm it will cause us, but it will continue to be harmful in the future if we don't take action now.
Now that we've delved deeper into the impact of solid waste management on our health, let's explore more on practical tips and waste reduction tailored to our context here in Philippines. These valuable insights came from the Nature Conservancy, a global organization dedicated to environmental conservation.
Tip 1. A small but impactful change. Use a reusable bottle or cup for beverages on the go. Did you know that the average Filipino produces at least 61,000 million metric tons of waste daily? 24% of which is plastic waste. According to Environment Secretary Maria Antonia Yulo Loizaga, by optioning for a reusable bottle, we can reduce waste, contribute to a cleaner environment, and save money.
And let's talk about the reusable grocery bags. Whether you're shopping for groceries or other essentials, using reusable bags significantly reduces our dependence in single-use plastics. Plus, some stores offer incentives like discounts for each usable bags you use. It's a win-win situation for both your wallet and the planet.
When making purchases, be mindful of packaging. The Nature Conservancy recommends choosing products with minimal packaging, or packaging that can be recycled. Understanding the local recycling guidelines is crucial, especially considering that not all plastics are recyclable in every area.
Here's an interesting fact about waste reduction in our backyards. Did you know that a significant portion of what we throw in our trash could be composted? Composting might require more efforts, but it's a sustainable way to manage kitchen scraps, eggshells, leftovers, and more. The resulting compost is fantastic for our gardens, reducing the need for you to buy fertilizers, saving you money.
Another impactful tip is to avoid single-use food and drink containers and utensils whenever possible. Please bring your reusable mug or utensils to work or school, and consider businesses that offer incentives for customers who bring their containers. No matter how small, these choices contribute to reducing our environmental footprint.
And lastly, let's consider practices of buying second-hand items and donating used goods for better use. Before purchasing something new, explore more options, whether it's clothes, furniture, bikes, anything. Buying used items supports local communities and helps reduce waste in our landfills.
So, what does all of this data show us? Now that you see the relationship of waste management to our health, you may want to ponder if practicing pro-efficient waste management is a sustainable approach in improving your health. Do you believe it's a long-term solution or a short one? If your answer is short, consider reflecting on your perception and attitude towards waste management. This is simply because we really won't be able to improve and sustain our waste management practices if our mindset is not in the right place. Keep in mind that exceptional well-being can also be achieved by having a clean environment propelled by sustainable waste management with a proper attitude and mindset. View it like a good habit, and the more you do it, the more it stays with you. If your answer, on the other hand, is long-term, well then, we're completely done.